Hello and welcome to Head and Shoulders, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Or just my normal voice. Hello and welcome to Head and Shoulders, where we cover athletes' performances and otherwise that are head and shoulders above the rest. Man, that was hard to hold after doing that. I think that was a horrible freaking accent. But here we go. Before we get into the content, you see the title, we going for 10,000 subscribers, or maybe this channel is going to get shut down because guess what? We kind of pissed off the overlords. I said something wrong about them and then they got me. It's funny. I got a copyright strike, which means the video got deleted. The video was titled Elaine Thompson smacks Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce with the 10-7-1. You all might notice that that was taken down. Well, Flowtac got a little bit hurt and upset. So they copyright struck me, even though I got the content from a German site and streamed that from there. So they copyright strike me for that. No point of fighting that one now. But if they do another one that's like that, I will do that. And who knows? I don't know. There's nothing else to talk about it, but I believe that they got a little bit angry, a little angry, just a little, because I called them Flowtac and told them that they kind of had their, I don't know, rose-colored glasses on about some things. So yeah, we got a little bit here. The rose-colored glasses about, you know, USA only, and was like, hey, you guys are smoking if you guys are, oops, put that up there. But you guys are smoking if you, and you guys see my images in the background. If you guys are saying that the United States can win the 4x100 meter relay, yeah, I mean, it's just facts. I mean, it is what it is. So, I mean, that's about the worst I said about them. And then their favoritism to the US and doing clickbait titles to prop up the USA versus Jamaica thing. Hey, you know what? I mean, that goes with the territory. But as far as that's one thing. To get demonetized as one. I got demonetized by NBC because I was covering a small snippet of Ryan Krauser's shot put world record. But I guess because that video is my lowest viewed video on this channel, maybe that didn't get enough attention for NBC. But on this one, because I got a few thousand, I got up to 2,000, and then snip, they manually took it down. I had taken out the parts that had violated, that got detected to violate copyright or whatever. And then Flowtac, I guess, they were crying. Why? He called us a name. We're big, he's small. We're gonna show him. Okay. I would not be surprised if after this video gets posted, my channel is deleted. So if you are hearing this, go down to that Discord, join the Discord. Link in the description is below the Cash App and PayPal donation things, just slightly below that. And then join that Discord just in case, because we can go up on CocoScope. I got a whole bunch of followers and everything from CocoScope, Vimeo, other smaller platforms, because I mean, people are slowly moving from YouTube, believe it or not, to other platforms, even though YouTube is the biggest one. Hey, it is what it is. If I'm going to cover the content, I'm going to cover the content. So with that being said, let's get into the content. Let me stop complaining here and get to Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson-Herah, Natasha Morrison, Action Jackson, Shericka Jackson. These are our quartet. Ooh, that our sounded more country than British. Yeah, so look, nobody is touching them. Nobody's touching them. Nobody, not at all. They can't, just like, and oh yeah, and by the way, before I get into the details about what we go see for times and everything, let's look at it here. Let's look at the men's 100. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can breathe in the air from the men's 4x100 meter relay. Look at this. People that didn't even make it got faster times than everybody else here. Look at the gap between anybody else. Yes, we got Sabine. Yes. Okay, Sabine. And then we got Lord Lela. Oh my goodness, I have got Gift. I'm gonna have to just call him Gift. His middle name, I gotta call him Gift because Leot Lela. That is hard to pronounce. Somebody tell me how to pronounce that one. I'm gonna have to look that up. But we got two people. Let's see. No, South Africa ain't got anybody else there. Now we probably can get together one or two legs that's good for Great Britain. But as far as that, the United States is untouchable as far as that. Now, asterisk mark, can the US men get the baton around without getting DQ'd, without dropping the baton? Like so many things with that. Maybe it was just Usain Bolt because that's when the US started doing it. You know, Usain Bolt did that Beijing, and then it was like, oh my goodness, I'm intimidated by his speed. Well, those things do happen. Notice Okabare run very, very well. Let's go back to the women. Okabare could go very, very well. Yes, she runs very, very well by herself with no big names around her. And then she gets the big names and then it's whoop, freezes up. And then it's like, oh, fourth, fifth place or something like that. And like, what the heck is going on with Okabare? I want to see Nigeria do really well. Same thing with Ghana. But we don't got a Ghanaian here on the men's side. Yeah, we got somebody ranked up there in the top, I think 15. But yeah, Okabare. There's no medal at all for Nigeria. I am surprised there's no medal for the women in 100 from Nigeria. You would think, as descendants of slaves from those places where black Africans got transported to different parts from West Africa, you would think a Ghanaian, a Nigerian, somebody from obviously the Ivory Coast is up here. As you can see, they are represented very well. They got medals. Okay, so they got medals and everything like that. But where's Nigeria? Nothing, none at all. So if they're sharing some of the same genes, and if a lot of these things are genetic, as they're being pushed forward to be as genetic as it is, well, you would think that somebody like that. So I would like to see Okabare get a medal. And here we go. Let's go to the we're going to cover the 4x1 first. Then we're going to go to the 100. Then we're going to go and cover the 200. So we're going to go through different topics today. If you're only here for the 4x1, here it is, finally here. Put the timestamp right here for people that say, I only want to listen to it with the 4x1. No, don't do that in the comment. Look, we got to have them listen to this. We're going to go into overtime for our truck drivers and everybody that's mopping floors or people that are cleaning their houses and things like that. We're going to overtime today, probably an hour-long video covering a whole bunch of different topics. So Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, let's see. What are we thinking? They're going to smash the world record. They can have average times. Why? Let's just say people have been coming here. I don't know. They're in their feelings thinking, particularly, you know, that one company I was talking about. Let's not mention them again. They might, you know, shut down this one and then claim I did some copyright. I haven't shown not a single image that they own or anything here. And I bet they try to do that. Or maybe they harass me and just get a whole bunch of dislikes or something. I don't know. But with that being said, I don't want to sound like Richardson, where she doesn't have any name or medal behind her and she's complaining about the bigger people, because that's what it will start to sound like with me. I'm only the little guy with barely 1,000 subscribers at the making of this video, July 7th, 2021. Who knows if you're listening to it in the future, years in the future, and we got freaking, I don't know, hundreds of thousands or million. Cool. But right now, that's where it is. People are in their feelings right now, thinking that Richardson makes that big a difference as far as Team USA. No, there's no TT Terry there. Boom. Wait a minute. Let me go to Sturgis right here, because she had that slight wind assisted, which was just so slight. So Sturgis is not there. I think we do have Hobbs, but we don't have it. Barletta, is she on there? Actually, let me look at these results right here before I start to mess up. Here we go. This is the women's 100. We got Prandini, Daniels, Oliver. Yeah, we do not have those top athletes. Now, anybody, I'm thinking that you make the standard or whatever, and Hobbs doesn't even have the standard right now, unless you just did it recently. But if you make the standard or whatever in the 100, or maybe you don't, I don't know how the rules are to get on the 4x1 team for the US. USA has very high standards, but anybody on this list is essentially in that pool. And maybe they even pull people from the 200 over. Because I mean, it's no hard-coded thing saying you ran the 100 final, so you can do it. But there's really nobody like a standout on the USA women's team. But you look at Jamaica, there's one athlete under 10.8, another athlete under 10.8, another athlete under 10.8. Natasha Morrison, get it together. Come on, we need you to break that 10.8. We need you to do it. You are the weakest link. And really, she's running a pretty decent time, a 10.87. That's a decent time, but she just looks so much freaking slower compared to the other three women from Jamaica. So it makes her like, oh, what? Well, she's just doing it. No, Morrison is actually looking pretty good, because even look at this top list here of athletes win legal times now. Win legal. I know we had Okabari with that win that was just carrying her through and everything. And then we had Sturgis with the wind whisking her away too. But aside from those, the win legal marks here, I mean, you got the 10.87. That's the sixth fastest time this year. So, I mean, she's doing pretty well for herself to be the quote unquote weakest link. And even there, who has a team? There you go, right here. She's the sixth fastest time this year, which means every other nation, if you putting together with the USA, you got one United States person, win legal now, faster than her. Then we got Talu, faster than her. Aside from that, the only people faster than her are her country mates. Boom. It's easy. It's easy. We could go back in the past and look at, what was that, 2012? Go back in the past and compare Felix and them in that as far as their top times. Now we had Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Here we go, right here. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce with the 10.7. She was ranked number one again. We're getting some deja vu here, except this time we got more fast Jamaicans instead of the Americans, because this time around we had Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce at the top. Jeter, obviously, she did that in the final and got her butt blown out and finished second. Veronica Campbell-Brown got blown out and finished third. Of course, we all know who won that one. It was Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Now, they finished second and third, but when it came to that relay, we got the U.S. 1, 2. Allison Felix actually had her best season for her 100. She was just doing so well. This is when Blessing was married. And so she finished in the semifinals and didn't make it to the finals there. So, I mean, let's see, 1, 2, 3. We had one for Jamaica, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Americans before the fourth Jamaican. Before Sharon Simpson. I mean, and then it was just a whole class of Jamaicans there. So, I mean, they had a team. Team Jamaica had more people to just like slide on that freaking relay and be like, hey, look, we lose one person, we got these other people. But what happened here? I mean, Team USA put together this much slower. When you really think about it, look at the average times between Jeter, Felix, Bartoletta. Think of it. Only one person on Team USA broke 10.8. This is what I'm trying to show you here. So if they broke the world record with one person running there. Now, presumably, if they had another final, since this was what she ran here, maybe she would have ran a little bit faster, right? Maybe she would have run a little bit faster than at 10.78, to be fair. Maybe she did that in the final, but it doesn't really matter. We got to go on the times that we can see in the open. So in these open times, we got one athlete on Team USA. I wish I had a sound effect thing. I'm going to put that in the future. So when it comes to this, we got one athlete with 10.8, 2 athletes only breaking 10.9, and Allison Felix barely under a 10.9. Think about it, barely under 10.9. So that means, just imagine they didn't run their best race. Let's just assume they all just ran their best race or slightly faster. All right. Who was on that other leg there? Wasn't it Tarmo? Wasn't it Tarmo that ran that leg? I gotta look at the hold on. Why am I forgetting? Was it Kimberly Duncan? I don't think it was. Oh shoot, who was the US running right there? But regardless of that, I thought they put can somebody tell me who they put on that leg? Why was my brain just going dead? I just had all 4 of the athletes in my head, but they ran them in the final. But oh, was it? No, it was Bartoletta. Was it not? Shoot. No, there's Bartoletta right here. Gosh darn it. I am forgetting this. Let me move on from this one right here. Do they on their honors, do they show the athletes on the 4x1 at all? Let me see. Nope, they don't show the athletes, but the world record is 40.82, and it's going to go down. I'm thinking, I am even more convinced that we go on 40.4 and potentially, yeah, I would say a 40.5, 40.6 if they really just flubbing up, like for real. Because getting with a running start with how fast Shelly-Ann Fraser, oh, let me change it back to 2021, not 2012. But yeah, with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce being that much faster right now, what, 0.7 of a second faster, potentially getting faster, but there's no guarantee. Because remember, her PR, that 10.7 was not run at the Olympic Games. That was not run at the Olympic Games. So that could just be the best time of the year, and then she wins. Because remember, she didn't need that 10.7 to beat Jeter. Now she 10.7 something, but she didn't need the 10.7. Remember that, because people always assume at these Olympics or at these finals, remember, you could do a one-off race and then you can run really fast and then you go through rounds. If you can do something through rounds, which means you got to have the fitness to go through rounds and everything, I think a one-off race will almost certainly always be faster than somebody going through rounds. Now, maybe a semi and then a final, or a prelim and a final could open up somebody's legs in a 100. That might be the exception there, but I think in most cases, a one-off race will almost always produce a faster time. So if she can reproduce this or faster during the rounds, wow. So let's just assume that they're going to run roughly around these. Since they had one athlete under 10.8, under 10.8, and she was a barely under 10.8, 2 athletes under 10.9 and one barely under 10.9 for the US. Do y'all really think anybody else got a chance? Like, who? Go in the comment section below and tell me where y'all think this is, because they knocking off 1/10. Oh, I said 7/10. I meant 7/100ths of a second. I know somebody already commented below, and I'm gonna have a whole bunch of people that stopped listening at that one point and say it wasn't freaking 7/10 of a second, because it was 7/10 of a second for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. It's actually 7/100ths of a second. Look, I just corrected myself right now. All right. Okay. Let me get a break. Let me catch a break. Okay. I already got the tech people coming over here deleting my videos and stuff. Even NBC didn't even do that. They just demonetized me and they taking the money and whatnot. And I wasn't even monetized at the time. Now I'm monetized, so maybe that's the thing. They don't want anybody taking their money. Maybe I'm coming in their pockets. Who knows? But we got basically, as long as Elaine Thompson is not in the spotlight, she be performing. Y'all notice that? She don't be in the spotlight. She be performing like up meteoric stuff. It's kind of like Asafa Powell. He's really good on those relays. But he couldn't in that spotlight in that open race, and it's just like, what? Now she's a double Olympic gold. So we ain't gonna take away. We gotta drop the respect on Elaine Thompson's name. But other than that, she's kind of inconsistent. She give you a gold medal or she ain't give you nothing. Like that's the type of thing I'm like, dang, which Thompson-Herah we got today? We got the one that's on their game, on their ball, or we got the one that's going through a little bit of nerves. And yes, vomiting comes from nerves. Okay, people, you can start getting so nervous, you start throwing up, you can cry, you can freaking hyperventilate, all types of things. Athletes do it all the time. We just don't give them that much credit because they ain't the top athlete. So then we start making excuses for top people. Let's not do that. We got enough people making excuses for Richardson violating some rule and say, oh, it's just weed. Violated rules, you got to follow how they are, even if they are ridiculous. All right. Now, they could get around them and then say, go ahead, because we got laws in the United States that in certain states, I believe one here in Texas, that says, hey, you got to be 100 paces in front of a car, an automobile, and holding a lantern before they do that. They were trying to stop the vehicles from being adopted. Okay, now I'm on a tangent. Here we go. Let's get back. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Elaine Thompson-Herah, right? With them, they knocking off dang near 0.2 of a second right there. 40.8, okay. And then with the acceleration of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, I think she got the biggest jets out of anybody I didn't see. All right. So if we give her like the jetter treatment, she's going to be the anchor. I wouldn't put her any other place, because if this is her last Olympics, even for she could run faster or something, you say you could squeeze out another time if she, I don't know, ran second leg or something like that. I will put her as an anchor just out of principle. That's what I would do if I'm Team Jamaica. If I'm anybody, I'm like, greatest female sprinter all time, last Olympics. Now, of course, y'all already know what's going to happen. Allyson Felix about to overshadow every female athlete there. That's what's going to happen. Allyson Felix is going to overshadow all of them. They're going to be like, she is the greatest female. Wait a minute. Oh, no, not the Jamaican. Either the British or the American announcers would be like, greatest female sprinter of all time is Allyson Felix. Now, the way I'm going to quantify this is how many golds that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce has individually, okay, versus how many golds Allyson Felix has. Now, and I would put her as greatest 100 female sprinter of all time. Okay, because I already know we got some Allyson Felix fans in here. They're going to get angry. Great. Boo-hoo. So we're knocking off almost 0.2 of a second there. That's getting us into the 10-6 territory. Then we knocking off, because she's knocked off almost 0.1 of a second off her PR. Then we go on her versus Jetter. We're in the 10-6 territory. Then, I should have opened this up in a new, let me clone this tab right here. Let's clone this tab. Let's go up to 2012 and look at this. We're going to look at this side by side. I want us to actually analyze this one. Then we got Bartoletta right here. Oh my goodness, that's another 1/10 of a second. We to looking at 40.8. I told you 40.5. I mean 40.6. Right? Then we go to Allyson Felix. She almost dang near freaking 10-9. Okay. Right now, 10-9 ain't getting you nothing. Unless, 10-9 ain't getting you nothing in the fight. Then we go down to Natasha Morrison. See that? Hold on. 1, 2. So this was Shelly-Ann versus Shelly-Ann. This is her versus Carmelita Jeter. This is her versus Allyson. Wait a minute. Did I count this correct? Oh yeah, Bartoletta. There we go. We're going to Bartoletta. That's third leg. Bartoletta versus Shericka Jackson. Dang near 10th. Okay, it's not exactly. Then Natasha Morrison versus one, two. Oh shoot. Did I compare this right? 1, 2. Yeah, of course, because it's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. I'm not comparing this. Oh, wait a minute. I'm tweaking. Sorry, guys. I'm doing this a little bit incorrect. I know I had something about the 10-5s and 10-4 here. This would be leg for leg. It's even bigger deficit because we going against Carmelita Jeter, not Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce herself. She got dang, what is it? 0.15 on that. That's 0.15 on Carmelita Jeter right there. Assuming that she can run that time or just nearly that. Obviously run and start, but we just giving them this, okay? Because we know it's run and start, so they're going to run faster than that. Roll with me. Okay, then it's a 10.85, right? Compared to a 1071. Oh my goodness, there go another freaking 0.17. Rest in peace record. Rest in peace. That's already 0.32 off of that right now with the running start. Now that's assuming they can access that. Remember, that's assuming they can access that. And I'm just giving you guys the raw data right here. This is not even including running start, which is going to speed this up a little bit more. We're just going from dead to dead, right? They already then got them down to 10.5. I don't even need to go over the other athletes. We can give them average, quote unquote, average performance for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She runs a tenth of a second slower. Let's even give her a 10.71, 10.71, 10.72 type of speed. Obviously, running start should be in the 9 somewhere, right? So I give her and say, okay, if her open, she's in the open fitness of 10.72 right now. That's what I would say. Hey, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, you ran these rounds, you kind of tired, whatever, 10.72 shape. So get a running start, you blazing it. Okay, still knocking off Carmelita Jeter right there. Tiana Bartoletta. Let's give Elaine Thompson. Let me even try to be nicer. Let's give Elaine Thompson. She over here got the jitters. She's only running like a 10.8. 10.82. Okay. That knocks off the total time between both of them just being real nice is 0.14. 0.14. Now, when it comes to Shericka Jackson, she's been performing so well. I can't even be like, oh, I'm gonna be nice. She's literally going to run very similar to that time there with Shericka Jackson's fitness. I'm gonna be like, okay, 10.77. That's where we're going to get the biggest deficit. Allison Felix to Shericka Jackson. I trust Shericka Jackson on this. Natasha Morrison, okay, compared to, let's just go with Kimberly Dunn. I can't remember. You basically got 11 seconds with the rest of them. World records going down. Rest in peace. Let's go into the next topic here. I know I've gone on a little bit long. Some of y'all get angry. Some of y'all get angry. So this record and nobody else. Let's go. There are certain people that keep pushing the narrative that Team USA can compete with Team Jamaica. Where? And then they say, well, what if they mess up the baton exchange? When was the last time the Jamaican squad quartet actually messed up a baton exchange in the 4x1 in a major way like that? Now they did. It was Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, I think. She messed it up in a 4x2, but they don't run that here. Right? And this is the Olympics. When was the last time y'all could really think the Jamaican women messed that up like that? Or the men? That just doesn't happen often. It would have been like before pre-Usain Bolt era. Be like, yeah, when was the last time that the Team USA consistently messed up the baton exchange? Crickets. Exactly. You just don't see that happening, okay? Let's just stop. Let's stop that. Oh, what if this thing happened? Look, I ain't saying a what if. Elaine Thompson-Herah got a better probability of pulling up from an injury than them messing up the baton exchange. Ain't trying, okay, for the superstitious people, I ain't speaking that into existence now. I'm just saying she's got a better chance of her injury flaring up right there, if anything. And I'm pretty sure she'll continue. She's going to drag herself across the track. Then they got messing up in a major way. Yeah, maybe they mess up a tenth of a second. They got so much room and buffer room, they could have an average exchange, average run for all the ladies and still blast out that world record, and nobody's close to them. Even if you put Richardson to balance out the squads, where are they at? Where is Team USA with Prandini? Where is Prandini on this list? Right here. Now, she was running against the wind. Okay, she ran against the wind doing this, Mark. Okay, let's give her 11 flat. Come on now. The U.S. ain't got a chance as far as catching them. Everybody else is going to get blown out if they run how they should on paper. Remember, on paper, it's not even going to be close. It's going to be like 3-4 tenths of a second, if not even more. Because the other nations, not only is Jamaica running faster than at any time in history collectively, because that's just how this is. Other nations are running slower than normal. Like the US is in a particularly slow year compared to if you look in some of the past. Now, 10.9s and whatnot, that would have done you pretty okay in some of the championships, yes. But then the US will always have like somebody in a 10.8 something or whatever. You got a jetter that's running in the 10.7s and whatnot. But not only that, so you've got two things running against you. You got Team Jamaica running just fast. And then you got everybody else running a little bit slower. So they got me looking at them like, whoa. Yeah, I know Shericka Jackson. She over here like, what? Yes, I would be looking at them like that too, because I'm just surprised they think they got a chance. Like, they ain't got a chance against y'all. None of them got a chance against y'all. They ain't got no chance. See, what's going to happen is, this is what's going to happen. She's going to be holding the flag with the other ladies, and they all going to be like, yes, we got this. And not only did we get this, not only did we get it, we blew y'all bricks off. Because this is how the British announcers will probably say it. Or maybe this is how I would, or maybe this is how I would introduce them or something like that. Maybe, here we go. They'll say something about, like, this is a terrifically talented team of typhoon-inducing sprinters. I don't know. That was just dumb. Like, why would I say something like that? I would say something along those lines, like just tantalizing something. But we already know, if you admit it, Tim Hutchins, he be coming in with the hype. He comes in with the air. And I'm about to get into the 200 very quickly. But they'll say something like, who would come off on first leg? Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is first leg. Elaine Thompson-Herah will be second leg. That's how I would run it. I don't even care if it takes off time or whatever for Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. That's her last Olympics. I would honor her to come in, bring it home. That's what I would do. I don't know if I would have her second leg. I would personally want her to do the anchor leg, just to be like, hey, this is your last Olympics. You going out at the World Championships next year. But as far as Olympics, the big stage, okay, we want you to do that. So let's give Action Jackson. She gonna come off. She come out with the Jets off the starting blocks because she got a decent start now, right? She's been working on that. She's got a decent start. Natasha Morrison will have the third leg. Elaine Thompson-Herah has a second leg. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce brings it in. So this is what the British announcers would probably say. Something about this quartet led off by Shericka Jackson, which is having a season unlike any other in her entire career. Oh my goodness, that's so hard to keep that. Elaine Thompson-Herah, if she gets it right, she is unstoppable. No one can stand a chance other than Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, but no other nation can think to even challenge her. Natasha Morrison, she is a very consistent athlete, top 6 time in the Open 100 this year, and they cleaned out with Jamaica having a fantastic championships. And here is our anchor, the greatest female 100-meter sprinter of all time, the mercurial Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She has the fastest time this year, the Olympic champion. She has now gotten 3 gold medals. Can anybody stand a chance against Team Jamaica? Can they come in between Team Jamaica and the world record currently held by Allyson Felix and the others of the Quartet of the United States? Jenny, what do you think? He'll say something along those lines. Like he'll be like right up in there. He'll be hyping you freaking up. He'll be saying some of the, man, he uses flowery language. Like you could tell, even if you couldn't recognize their voices and distinguish, you can kind of tell by how they announce the things and just be like, oh yeah, this is Tim Hutchins, this is Steve Obat, this is so on and so forth. All of the people. Jenny Meadows, she's softer speaking compared to Naguchi. That usually does the distance races in the marathon, particularly the marathon, because they Yamauchi. Yeah, there we go. Yamauchi, she does the marathon. So with that being said, yeah, that's how they would do it. Let me move over to the 200. I know I've gone long. Like I said, this is for the truck drivers and everybody that's cleaning up. We dragging it out a little bit. We dragging it out. I'm pretty sure you got ads up in between. Sorry about those. Anyway, so let's see what happens in the women's 200. Let's see what happens in the women's 200. Well, didn't I tell y'all? And this video got deleted, so I got to cover this one. Did not tell y'all Action Jackson was ready for some action. Did not tell y'all the plan. Watch the last video I posted up that didn't get deleted that says plan. Shericka Jackson smacks the gold medal out of, you know, Miller-Uibo and everything. And you know what? Miller-Uibo and Shericka Jackson, she got the play action button now. The play action. Remember those NFL games or whatever? And you hit the play action button, and then the person starts sprinting, or they like stiff arm somebody. Like, just hit the play action button, and that's what she did. I told y'all, I outlined. Oh my goodness, I'm stuttering up. I outlined exactly what Shericka Jackson had to do. I told y'all on the last one what she had to do. You know what she had to do? This is what she had to do. She had to get herself. She had to get out hard. That's what she had to do. She got to get out hard and put on the jets. That's what I said. She needs to be on the inside. This is how she can beat Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Because if she don't do this, then I find it very unlikely that she can get that goal. But she has a good chance of getting a goal compared to anybody else in the field, including Elaine Thompson-Herah, including that. If Shericka Jackson gets out of the blocks and she got somebody that's a fast starter on the outside, she needs either Talu or she needs Talu, a consistent fast starter now. Okay, we can't have Thompson-Herah right there because she's not consistently fast. Now she might get out average, and then she could speed up and make up that because of how fast she is. But we need somebody that's consistently getting out. And Talu, if you look at her, she usually just jumping the field. She'll jump the field. So we need Talu or Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce that she needs to key off of on the outside of her. Because guess what? She got out hard on Miller-Uibo this weekend. Yes, that is right. She got out hard. Well, not this weekend, on Monday. She got out hard on Miller-Uibo. And then what happened? Oh, you know what? The predictable thing happened. She got out on Miller-Uibo, and Miller-Uibo couldn't even get a whole step on her. Yeah, the announcers were milking it a little bit, saying that Miller-Uibo could close on her. No, number one, Miss Jackson or Mrs. Jackson, Action Jackson right here has the speed on Miller-Uibo. How you gonna close on somebody that got a very similar profile to you? You ain't gonna close. So what Miller-Uibo needs to do is she got to worry about getting out harder. Man, she about to get her back and be like, hey, look, here go Action Jackson. She was like, hey, look, I think you need, she probably said it to her afterward. I think you need to get back into 400. Don't come here. Don't say anything to me. Don't. Shh. She got her in that, she got her in the 200. And it played out exactly like I said. I told y'all. She gets out. If she gets out slightly about a stride, now that I saw her, she can be a stride and a half behind Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and still win. Now, Gabby Thomas, let's cover her. Gabby Thomas, can't forget about her. The thing is, what she did is most likely a one-off, unless she does it again. Then I'm going to say there, because I have never seen Gabby Thomas go in that last 50 meters and be the person to close. Now, Jenna Prandini is a type of person that could close in that last part, but it was just like something clicked together in her head, and it was just like, and then gave her the freaking Super Saiyan powers. She became like K-Fly and Khalifa or whatever, Caulifly and whatever in Dragon Ball. She just went Super Saiyan and just closed again in that last 50 or 40 meters and just had another gear. And that doesn't normally happen with her. That's one of those championship effects. And should she use the championship effect? That's what I'm terming that right now. The championship effect, where it's a big event and people either crumble or they rise to the occasion under pressure. And so she's one of these athletes that at the USA Championships, she came up and she showed them what for. She said, I ain't losing this one. I didn't make it the last time. I didn't do this in the years in between. So I'm making the Olympic team, and you gonna have to take it from me. And she gave it to him. She gave it to him in that one. I don't think she can reproduce something like that. She's got to actually have gotten that speed gap difference now. She can't rely on closing that. In my opinion, she can't rely on that. So unless she can do it again in the final, this is basically Shericka Jackson's event to win. Unless she is on the outside of Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, then it's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. I think Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce can get both of them. She could repeat what she did in the World Championships. Was at Moscow 2013 or something, where she got the treble, and she was just like 1, 2, 4 by 1, boom, gold. Now she could do that, but the field is so loaded. I don't want to disrespect any of the athletes. I mean, we got so many. Elaine Thompson-Herah is looking pretty decent. I'm not confident in, like I said, I'm not confident in that. Dina Asher-Smith, you know, she's definitely gonna be there. Like Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, when Elaine Thompson beat her in the 100 with that 1071 on just yesterday or the day before. That was Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. She looked sloppy. Did you see how she was running when they did the aerial view and everything? She over here, her body's freaking popping around. It's like she looked like she was jumping in her lane. And then, of course, she was leaning toward Elaine Thompson because she saw her. She must have been looking or saw her in the peripheral. And then she started leaning toward that. She didn't look normal. But also, Tim Hutchings notified us that the meet director or whatever, she's already acclimated to Tokyo. So she must have been like jet lagged in a different way, where she was jet lagged for being in used to Tokyo time. That was like the evening for her, even though it was afternoon and everything where they were in Europe. I don't want to make any excuses for her. She lost. Take that L for a second. And then she's going to come back like she did before, took the L to Dina Asher-Smith, and then came back 2 weeks later, and she's world champion. All right, let's be real. But she did take the L there. An L is an L. So Dina Asher-Smith, you know she's going to be ready. She was looking kind of sloppy, very sloppy in the British Championships, particularly in that 100 when I saw. I was just like, they both of them look very similar. I'm like, man, what the? Both of them got good form. Well, Dina Asher-Smith, I think she's got very technical, very, very like on the point form. And then Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce with her smaller, compact body, she kind of got like a slight forward lean. I'll put it that way. That's where the thing I see that if she improved a slight forward lean, she probably run even faster because then she'll be able to get her knee lift a little bit higher. Just that slight part. But hey, she's the fastest woman in the world this year in the 100 for a reason. So Dina Asher-Smith, she's gonna come with the Jets. Shanae Miller-Weibo, I'm sure she's gonna improve. And then she's going back to the drawing board with her coach. They're gonna decide what they're gonna do. Probably will run the first round in both of the 2 and the 4. And then decide like, yo, I'm tired. Let me just pick one of these now and see what the field is looking like. Like, that'd be crazy with how the schedule is if she does both of them. That will be freaking crazy. And it can medal in both. But yeah, I don't see anybody else there. Action Jackson got this, and she's going to be smacked. So let's go over to the women's 400. I think I'm going to cover this. I'm going to go very quickly over this. If Shanae Miller-Weibo is out, this is McPherson's race to basically take. Allison Felix winning this? No. Very, very unlikely. I'm going to put it this way. If they let Allison Felix win, like, I'm not confident that she can win. I'm confident she can get a potential medal. That's what I'm confident in. I'm confident she can get a medal, but win? Nah, I don't see it. Now, she could improve her fitness between now and then. Now, that's the thing with Allison Felix. I'm going to do a whole video on Allison Felix. Look, I'm going to just tell y'all this. If I was looking for views and all of that big, big money, I would have been posted up Allison Felix. That would have got me more followers than anything. Because there's a lot of track and field heads that love Allison Felix. You know how many times in my comment section people asked me to cover Allison Felix? I kept saying, yeah, I did record a video, deleted it, then did like 3 more and deleted them. I wasn't happy with it. But I will be doing the Allison Felix video. Like, people have just been asking me to do it. So, yeah. So, McPherson, I think McPherson has this if Shanae Miller-Weibo ain't in it. And if Miller-Weibo is dealing with that injury, like the rumor is saying. McLeod. I think this is going to be real close between Jamaica and the USA. I mean, just between Hayes, McPherson, McLeod. And I guess Marilady Paulino, maybe. Maybe. I think there is wait a minute, did she not make it out of her? Wait a minute, I gotta look at that and see if she's actually competing in this. But yeah, I don't really see anybody else that would do that. Is Jonathan's going to be able to do something? I think she could. I think she could. I would give her a more confidence in doing something than Allison Felix, to be honest. I didn't really see that from her. Now, Allison Felix does have that close. And if they don't get out on Allison Felix and she's there and they drag her around and she's got that, I saw the closing speed in the 400. Oh, man, her coach will definitely make sure she got that strength or that closing speed in that last 50, 60 meters to close down on anybody that's there. That's the thing that's going to be the biggest factor in this women's 400. Whether McPherson or anybody else gets enough of a gap. Now, if Shanae Miller-Weibo, she's looking the strongest. Like, she had that fitness there, and then she just ran over the weekend and ran like 52. Now, she could be playing a possum or whatever. That I hope she ain't injured, and I hope she does the 400. I really want to see her get a gold, and it would be better for her to defend her gold than to risk and go to get the 200 for a chance to get the gold in the 200 on a stacked field. I would rather see her just do that. And these Namibian athletes, that's so ironic that both of them got too much testosterone. Not one, but both. What? And it's funny, the politics that comes into play. Somebody want to say politics. Why is it that they implemented this Semenya Caster rule? Now here go World Athletics Day. Now they about to freaking shut down and delete this video because of what I'm about to say. We ain't only being attacked by FloTac. Now here come World Athletics. They about to copyright strike this one. How come y'all put in a Caster Semenya rule when y'all was trying to get y'all European athletes to medal? And then y'all said she got too many testosterone. Now, this isn't the first time they had an Indian female athlete and whatnot. They said that they, quote unquote, present as women and have internal testes. Now, we are allowing men to decide they want to become women, right? And whether you agree or disagree, we're letting people that were originally that are biologically males, let's put it that way, because then we're going to get all the political people on here and say they're women. Men and women is a label. Okay. Biological males to come in and compete against the women, which have the advantage of a muscular frame that's different, which means smaller hips, narrower hips, the ability for that hip placement and how that is to get your knee lift longer. No, even getting on estrogen, and yes, you lose some of your strength. An estrogen pill ain't gonna make you lose that much strength, is it? The estrogen shots or whatever, okay, you take the estrogen shot. Now you've gotten weaker, okay? But you got the muscular, you got the framework in your body, your bones. That's the biggest thing. But we can't let somebody that happens to have, quote unquote, too many, not but too many. That means there are other women getting tested around that have some Y chromosomes. They just don't got too many. That's what it was. Too many Y chromosomes. I remember the female, the female Indian athlete. We in overtime right now, because we talking about different subjects here. But I remember the female Indian athlete, literally from India, and she got disqualified. This was back in 2006. I think it was at the Asian Games. She got disqualified at the 800. She went back and she almost committed suicide because they were calling her a gender imposter and all of that stuff. Because and a lot of these athletes don't even know before they get that type of test that they have too many Y chromosomes or they got internal testes, because they still got fallopian tubes. They still got other stuff that looks like that. Plus, are you really looking at your junk down there and literally doing an X-ray on yourself to compare against somebody else? No. So for you, all your life, you just walking around and you're like that. But for these athletes, what you're literally doing is saying, hey, we don't want unfair advantages in the 400 to 1500. Man, I wish I had a buzzer sound effect so I could play that. Not all the events, just 400, 800, 1500. Why? Why not the 200? Why not the 5,000? They only got to take estrogen shots and stuff in those particular events because it don't make this make sense. So you telling me that if they are quote unquote men, right? These ladies that have too quote unquote too many Y chromosomes, you're telling me that, oh, they're not okay to compete against Shanae Miller-Uibo in the 400, but they can compete against Shanae Miller-Uibo, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, and all of them in the 100 and the 200. But isn't the testosterone even more of a thing in the more powerful, power-based sprint events? Oh, what about the 5,000? Well, how close is the men's 5,000, even with the women that look like sticks and bones, right? They look like sticks and bones. Let's bring them up here. The women's 5,000. Don't even get me started. So you're telling me that the women's 5,000 meter runners, here's Sergey right here. Look at how small they are. Look at how small they are. Scrawny compared to what people would think a regular person is walking around. Now, to me, that's my ideal. That is my type of woman. I like the women that are very small like that. Y'all can be like, what, Iron Boy? Whatever. And look, I like women that are small or athletic type, like just any of the sprinters and distance runners or something like that. To me, to my eye, that's there. So before people say, oh, he's calling them scrawny, get him. Hey, you know what? That's my type of freaking my preference. But anyway, that's just me. Now, look at the athletes. Look at Sergey. Look at Hole. Look at gosh darn it, I forgot the German athlete's name behind her. But look at the athletes right here, right? And you telling me that the world record between these athletes and the men are that close? It ain't even close at all. Come on now. The times ain't even close. The men over here running 27. Oh no, this is 14 minutes. I'm thinking of 10K. They're running 27. Let's go to the 10K real quick. They're running 27 minutes at altitude. And we got Letesenbet Gide with a world record. And she's actually a taller athlete here and a bigger athlete than most of the other women. And you telling me it's an unfair advantage only at the 400, 800, 1500? What? Are you telling me a 2-minute difference? And this is the world record here, 29:01:03 for the women. That's the world record. And the world record for the men is 26:16 or something like that, or somewhere around those marks. So we got 26 below 26:20. I'll say that. But you telling me now that a 3-minute difference, rounding these numbers out, is not a testosterone advantage, not a skeletal advantage? Oh my goodness. So they don't even have to take testosterone. Maybe it has something to do with the amount of athletes from certain nations that are running and dominating in these events. And you're like, hey, throw them off to them. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe it's because U.S. athletes ain't up in these events. The European athletes aren't necessarily in these events, but between the 400 and 1500, they are. But that wouldn't explain the 1 and the 2. That's just kind of weird to me. What do you guys think about that? Now, we're going to talk about something a little bit different here. If you've lasted this long and you lasted through everything there, let me talk about one of these. The men, Trayvon Bromell basically got this wrapped up. Now he's got an actual competition too, but because Sabine, he actually did a PR at a very good time, a very, very good time. You would want to get your PR as like closer to the championships, rolling off of that excitement, rolling off of that momentum. That's good actually. So, and on a soft track, so I say he's a 9.8 low athlete. Obviously he is 9.8 low, but I really mean like 9.8, 9.81. He could potentially break 9-8 at this point, given two more weeks of training. And then the hard surface of Tokyo. I can't see, like I said this before, I didn't see an American clean sweep the way I can see a potential Jamaican clean sweep on the women. Thompson-Herah got to get it together in these finals, though. That's the biggest part, because if not, then Talu or somebody else is going to clean up that middle count. So Sabine, I think he can challenge Bromell. You know what? Oh my goodness, that's going to be hard to say. I don't know if anybody can challenge Bromell, to be honest. But if anybody is, I think it's going to be Simbine. Curly, weakest link right there, like quite literally, because I mean, last one to qualify. But the weakest link right there, typically a 400 guy doing the 100. And it can't work because we see athletes coming down. Usain Bolt came down from the 400. We see skippers come from the decathlon. We see Warholm come from the decathlon going into the 400 hurdles. We see so many athletes that are coming from longer events to shorter events using that strength. As it turns out, the humans is easier to build up our slow twitch muscles than it is to build up our fast twitch muscles. So with that being said, okay, let's cover something completely different. I woke up today and you know what happened. I talked about my phone in the Discord group. And yeah, these cryptocurrencies are doing pretty good. We're going to talk about these things. I want to talk about ways that we can double and triple and quadruple our money and do things that are very, very good. I've been calling these out. And if you guys want me to talk about this in the finance zone a little bit more, definitely I will talk about them, because I've been up on here and I've been telling people about these. I already got my own crypto group, so I've made my money there. And I made my money literally with my academy and with me actually trading and investing itself. So 2 ways. But with that being said, if you guys want me to talk about things like this, let me know. We can do a live stream, but definitely I can talk about that in the Discord more than here, because I know a lot of people coming here for sports. They don't want to hear this. They already be thinking, oh, I don't know what crypto is. Scam, scam, scam. I don't want to hear about it. But if you are willing to hear about those things, you do want to hear about things like a decentralized bank, because here's a bank right here. I have never seen this thing below $20 billion until after this crash here that happened. But even with the crash, it was still over 20 billion. That was funny. But yeah, this is a bank where you can actually see what they got. Unlike Chase, you don't know what the heck they're holding and all of that stuff. Crypto is everything right there. I'm going to do something very, very basic right here. Okay. This is called Aave, AAVE.com. Go to Aave.com. You can go there, or you can press enter app. And then these are things where you can get an interest rate. Did you know that if you go to your bank and you put something in your savings account and you go there, this ain't even talking about the investing part. You don't even want to deal with crypto. All right. You just like, man, I don't care about the Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin? Okay. What's Ethereum? That dog coin is Doge, man. And yeah, I don't trust memes. It's unfortunate that so many are getting that name right there with the memes. But yeah, let's just say you wanted to do this. Visa just had an agreement to use USD coin. Did you guys know that? Ooh, shoot, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. So this is USD coin, supposedly backed by US dollars. I always say supposedly. USDT, which is tethered, which is highly held up from the data I got by China. And not by China, the government, but Chinese citizens, because they're trying to avoid inflation of their own Chinese yuan. So that's the thing. This is another United States dollar pegged thing called DAI, where you would put your Ethereum. They pay you out here, and there's a risk and a reward. So this is a community-based one. This is like an institution or a bank, or not a bank, a business that says, okay, we got literal physical dollars or some assets here that backs it up. And then this one is not as trustworthy, not because of China, but because of the company itself. And the reason why it's still lasting so long is because of China. That's basically it. Now, you can see how much money is available here. Liquidity just means the money that's there. How much people borrow. You can borrow, you can lend out, and you can get paid an interest rate. Because normally when you deposit, Here's the interest rate that they're deposit APY. They're telling you the APY and the APR right here within a 1 year period of time. Annual percentage yield, annual percentage rate. Learn the differences between those. This is not financial advice, by the way. Let me just say that this is not financial advice. You do your own research here. That's to cover my behind and my tail. Now, you could do it on regular Aave without them. There's something called Polygon or Matic, right? Let's say that you had USD coin. If you went to a bank, which means you can get this is Gemini dollar. If you were to hold any of these things that were just dollars, forget about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all this other stuff. But if you just use the equivalent to a dollar, you got into crypto and said, I just want to hold my money in crypto for some reason, because I like the interest rates. Did you know, look at this. This Gemini dollar, which is an exchange, is giving you a 4.81% APY or a 3.83% APR. Did you know that your banks, I looked it up, the best you could do is 0.2%. That means if you had every $100 you got in there, it's $4.81 for this. But if you had $100 in the bank, it's going to give you 2 cents, maybe 1 cent for every $100 that you got. Now you're just saying, what? That don't mean anything, blah, that's not that much. Well, I'm just giving you an alternative. At the end of the day, you're trying to double and triple your money in every 2 to 3 years. You're trying to double your money every 2 to 3 years. Why? Because inflation is going up. You're trying to rack up the numbers, not go to this. Did you know that Black American society has been predicted to have a $0 net worth by the year 2050? And of course, it's probably accelerated. I'm waiting for the data so I can have it. But the best available data before COVID's pandemic happened is 2050 net worth 0. And most of the people that are watching my channel right now have my same skin color, brown. They're Black people. We have non-Black people that are watching it. So anybody that's watching this can benefit from this. But I'm just saying that to point out to you guys, hey, yo, hear this. Yes, I'm talking to you, everybody. I'm talking to everybody here. But hear this. This ain't no game out here. While we are watching these games and these sports and stuff, here's the finance section that we got. There are bigger things here. Balancer, which is what another one of these crypto banks, 16.5%. Now to borrow is 40%. I ain't borrowing against that, mate. I ain't borrowing against it. You can borrow against it. For example, some people, no, I don't know you guys' skill set here. So I'm not even going to talk about that section. I just want to introduce you all to the basics. All right. Where you can be waking up, you can put your money into those things with doing your own research again, and asking questions. This is for educational entertainment purposes. Asking questions, asking the right questions, knowing how to ask the questions to people, because there are certain things people will say, oh yeah, you should get into crypto and this thing. And they're over here doing these scammy projects. Money is helping you in a world where we use money and money is power. Don't you ever gamble your stuff. And that's just me saying like a common sense tactic. Don't gamble your stuff on these things trying to get rich. Most of those people don't, and they always ignore the losers. So that being said, you can get a 2.39% with this US dollar a pair, 4.81%, 1.99, 3.3% right there. Isn't this better than putting your money in the bank as far as the percentages? Yeah, much better. You can get much more money out of here. You will be getting, and that's at Capital One, I think, offered the best rate. Most of them are not 0.2, they're 0.01 or something. So, I mean, that's 20 cents off of every, no, that would be, I think $2 out of every, yeah. 20 cents out of every dollar. Yeah, not 2 cents. But under the regular banks, they'll give you a penny out of every $100, maybe 2 cents. That's what the regular bank, somebody don't got that much money. You could put a whole bunch of money in the bank and they still going to give you every $100. That's what they're giving you. Wouldn't you much rather get 40 times that amount, 20 times the amount? That's what that would be. This is how we start racking them up. This is not even me talking about getting an IT certification, getting your CDL or anything like that. I'll do that in a future video. But for right now, guys, let me know what you guys think about this. And if you're interested in hearing more about this, if you are, definitely go in the Discord group. Click the Discord button. All right, click the Discord button. Catch you all on the next one, because it's been Head and Shoulders.